This looks like a shit post. Content warning. This fic contains one reference to homophobia in a comedic context. It also contains entirely too many text colors. Reader discretion is advised. Alright. It happened June, I think, of this year, before I went to college. The day started like any other. I woke up, got dressed, and went to the bathroom. Sitting down because I'm a woman in this fic. I'm joking. You made me inhale some granola. Alright. My mom said something to the effect of, "Azriel, my daughter, how are you this fine morning?" And I said something like, "Whoa, how did you change the color of your text like that?" The good news is the Azzy voice doesn't change at all when you make him a girl. It's the same fucking voice. And then set off for the day. This is like very, I remember your genocides coded here. I did not have any specific plans, but I knew that I did not want to spend such a nice day inside. 70 degrees Fahrenheit, or 21.11111 degrees Celsius. Partly clouded, a nice breeze. Why do I remember that? Whatever, anytime. Anyway, I spent the morning wandering around hometown, talking to people I barely knew, taking in sights and sounds. I would be leaving soon, so I wanted to appreciate it all while I had the chance. Well, I could, I mean. And when I say it all, I mean it. Even arguably the worst part of town. Sometime around noon, I started getting hungry, and for whatever reason, I decided that day that I wanted to go to Icy's Pizza rather than a respectable establishment like QC's, or actually, QC's is the only other restaurant in town, never mind. I walked to the door and was immediately hit with the overwhelming stench of grease and grime. My shoes stuck to the ground as I walked across the threshold. My eyes caught on something hanging on the wall. A health inspection certificate. A giant red letter F was printed on it, and the date said 1997. I do not think the restaurant has been opened that long. That's pretty funny. After what felt like an eternity, it's layered, right? Because like it failed the health inspection, but even the failure is out of date, and it's so out of date that the restaurant didn't exist when they failed. After what felt like an eternity of wading through the slush-like air, I made it to the counter. No one was there, so I rang the little bell. Ding! Keep the regular Pizza Pants voice if you're a real one. But for the last fic, for normal Pizza Pants, not girl Pizza Pants, I was already doing a sort of femme version of the voice because it's a long story. That's the May Borowski voice, which I based on Pizza Pants, but... yeah, come in, give me a sec. A raspy feminine voice from the kitchen. Was that... My suspicions were confirmed immediately as the voice's owner rounded the corner. It was Pizza Panties. My high school friend. We want May. Oh, Pizza Panties. I didn't know you worked here. Azriel. Hey, good looking. I mean, good seeing ya. That was a Freudian slip. That was literally a Freudian slip. I just read good looking. Awesome. That's canon. Azriel, hey, good seeing ya. It's been like a sec, huh? How you been? Her words washed over me like pizza grease over a porcelain plate. I was suddenly lost in thought. For some reason, looking at her now, I felt something I'd never really felt before. Her slightly bloodshot eyes, the light reflecting off of her greasy and disgusting fur, her cat ears. Normally, I would never take notice of these features, but right here, right then, they made my heart, monsters have hearts by the way, flutter. Maybe the stuffy pizza air was just making me loopy. Hello, Azzy? You alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I stammered out. Just a bit, surprised to see you working here. Just a month after graduating. Her being highlighted... Oh, that is House of... I mean, in general, this is kind of House of Leavesy, but... Why is pizza blue? Like, that's spooky. Any reference to pizza pants is just color-coded. It's like the pizza grease seeps through. Pizza Panties chuckled. Ah, well, you know how it is. A girl's gotta make cash, right? I guess I had never considered that, having come from an upper-middle-class family. Anyway, you want anything? I thankfully caught myself before reflexively saying, "Yo!" That would have been a disaster. Though, I guess given what happened later, I'm getting ahead of myself. No chat. I'm not skipping to the end. I hastily scanned the menu, and the first thing I saw was, I would like a slice of Icy's Special week-old pepperoni flavored pizza, please. Wow. Coming right up. She retreated back to the kitchen. I guess she was the only person working that day. I could not help but stare at her all the way until she turned the corner. You forgot this one. You missed it. I leaned against the counter and put my head in my hands. I'm going to count that as a spelling mistake, actually. I'm going to count that as a spelling mistake. Says me. I leaned against the counter and put my head in my hands, but immediately stood back up when I felt something wet seeping through the elbows of my jacket. I resigned to staring at the wall and nervously tapping my foot instead. What was getting into me? I had never felt this this way about her before. Was I a lesbian? Nah, that was not possible, surely, I thought. Foolish I was. Pizza Panties emerged after a suspiciously short amount of time, carrying what vaguely resembled 2 slices of pizza. Here you go. It's about time for my lunch break, so I figured we could eat together. That cool? Yo, £6.90 from JD. Jenim Deems himself. Hi, Andrew. What's a pizza panties? It's like Azzypants or pizza pants, but you turn them into girls. I hope that explains it. We hired a miniature time traveler to explain what an Azzy Panties is. My heart skipped a beat. Sure, yes, I would like that. I said a little too enthusiastically. A little too lesbianically. Azzypants let out that damned charming chuckle of hers. Alright, let's get out of this shithole. No, can barely breathe in here. Rather than walk around the counter like a normal person, she vaulted over it with surprising grace. She handed me a slice of pizza and led me outside. Why is the E high? I don't know. For a lack of better pizza eating location, we decided on the dank alleyway next to a dumpster. Surprisingly, it did not smell as bad as the inside of the building. There was a suspicious vomit-like stain on the wall. I ignored it and took a bite of my pizza. The taste was indescribable. Well, I suppose I could describe it as bad. That's an adjective. Pizza Panties must have seen the colorful expression on my face because she laughed and said, "Yeah, that's the usual reaction. The week-old pepperoni flavor isn't actually that bad, comparatively. If you ever had Flamin' Hot, I would have warned you." What? I coughed up a chunk of pizza onto the pavement. What's so bad about the Flaming Hot flavor? Pizza Panties pulled out a cigarette. It's, well, let's just say, it's the reason we have toilets in this town. What the fuck? What is that? The implications are insane there. It's like monsters can shit, but they normally just don't ever. Except that the specifically the Flamin' Hot pizza has such powerful diuretic properties that it can make a monster shit its pants. But like otherwise they just hold it in for their whole lives. Like what the fuck does that mean? That's insane. Also, I'll count that as a bodily fluid. They eat physical food and shit. Magic food, nah. I mean, that makes sense, but only the flamin' hot flavor is physical? Wait, who's still coming in looking for 9 sols? I changed the thumbnail and the title and the description. It's all different. 9 sols is over now. This is Azzypants. Toby Fox is scared to make world building this deep. Dude, that's true. That bottom shelf pizza disrupted my circadian rhythms. The 9 Sol stream is still going. Just mentally substitute Azzy with Yi and Burger Pants with Shenhong. I mean, I have AO3 open. I could pull up the 9 Sols fix and let you all take a look at the menagerie, but I think just showing some of the tags on stream might be a little bit over the line for what I want to get to. AO3 tags do not fuck around. I laughed aloud, perhaps a bit too loud, at Pizza Panty's humorous reference to Undertale lore. If you were not aware, in Undertale, there are no toilets present in the underground, and it was strongly implied by an NPC in Grillby's that the monsters did not digest food in the way that humans did, and as such had no reason to defecate. However, in Deltarune, monster biology appears to work somewhat differently, as magic does not appear to exist, at least in the light world, and there is a bathroom complete with a toilet in the Dreamer family residence. All of this is to say, why do you know that? I know this is Azriel speaking. Azriel would know. Pizza Panty's joke was humorous since it was implying for that reason, the reason for this discrepancy was not a difference in biology, but rather the existence of food so bad for one's digestive health that it could cause a bowl of bowel discomfort even in creatures that would not originally be biologically capable of such a thing. Wow, you just explained exactly what I did to the chat. Like, wow, okay, great. Pizza Pants balanced her plate on her knee and pulled out a rainbow-colored lighter. Rainbow like gay. I think she's gay. Hey, you want a cig? She said when she lit her mouth. I was like, what's... Oh, it's cig. She asked as she lit the cigarette in her mouth. I wiped away a tear I had shed from laughing so hard at Pizza Panty's joke before responding. No, thank you. Pizza Panties shrugged. More for me. More for me. Nice Sans quote. Hilarious Sans quote. She put a second cigarette in her mouth and lit it. That's awesome. Gay, homosexual, gay. Lesbian behavior to laugh, lesbian behavior to smoke 2 cigarettes. Against my better judgment, I took another bite of the pizza. It was somehow even worse than the first bite. My life flashed before my eyes, and in that instant, I truly felt that I might die. I was just being dramatic, though. It wasn't that bad. Since when did you start smoking? Let me think. She lit a third cigarette. Must have been about a week after graduation. I mean, I had 1 cigarette in high school, junior year, I think. Des gave it to me. She realized what she had said, and her happy expression faded. Fuck Azzy, sorry. I forgot that, like, usually the lore gets so fucked up in these that I forgot that Des was, like, missing. Oh yeah, Des, she's probably around somewhere. She's still gone, okay. I shook my head. It's okay, Panties, I spent a moment to find the words, and it has been a while, you know. Years, I have moved on. That was not entirely true. Des was my best friend. More than that, really. She was something special. We were inseparable until we were separated. I loved her. I fought back tears. This is not contributing to the ship. Divert. We need to change the subject. I felt a hand on my shoulder and looked up. Pizza Panties was looking at me with more genuine emotion than I had ever seen on her face. She also had a fourth cigarette in her mouth. Emotional openness is correlated positively to cigarette count.
It's alright, Azzy. I'm sure she'll turn up eventually.
The tears flowed against my will now. To my surprise, Pizza Panties pulled me into a hug. This is some crazy level flirting. It's like drag the person out to a disgusting alley to eat pizza and then remind her of her like old best friend who like is dead or missing, and when she's crying you go in for the hug while smoking 4 cigarettes. That's Riz. And then you kind of like with your tongue you creatively like put 2 of them into her mouth without using your hands at all. I guess 2 of them because there's 4, I don't know. And then you make some line about it being an indirect kiss, and they go, I've also seen Chainsaw Man. And then you watch Chainsaw Man together, and that's your bonding experience. I can see the play. This is classic. Tears flowed against my will now. To my surprise, Pizza Panties pulled me in for a hug. Her uniform smelled of pizza grease and sweat, but it was still nice. I hugged her back, awkwardly maneuvering my pizza plate around her body, and cried into her shoulder. You've seen people do that in old movies, transfer the cigarette? I can picture it. I can definitely picture it. And then you vomit on her face to finalize the Chainsaw Man reference. After what was probably too long, I pulled away from the hug and wiped my tears away with my jacket sleeve. Crazy Undertale reference, dude. Remember when Azrael in Undertale hugs Frisk for a little bit too long as he doesn't want to let go? Pizza Panties, who had lit a 5th cigarette during the hug, smiled and patted my shoulder. Damn, she's good at this. She's going to get lung cancer, but it's like she's pretty smooth. I put my hand on hers and smiled. Thank you, Pamela. I think I needed that. Pamela Pizza Panties Piazza. Pamela's top shelf Pamela Pizza Panties Piazza. Got me seeing the Da Vinci Code. Looked at me with a 6 cigaretted expression surprise. Looked at me with a 6 cigaretted expression surprise. That's a stroke sentence. Have I... Smoke. There we go. Also renaming. Hang on. Alright, we got the right column again. It's looking promising. Gaster has to show up eventually, surely. Jokes in the footnotes. I don't know if there's footnotes.
Please, Pizza Panties was my father's name.
Okay, where was I?
Yeah, no problem. I'm surprised you remember my real name.
Bring me to Sonic there? Okay. Of course I do. I only call you Pizza Panties most of the times because everyone else does.
Yeah, well, you can't decide for yourself with a nickname. Which nicknames stick?
She hesitantly removed her hand from my shoulder and looked down at her untouched pizza slice in disgust.
Well, my break's about over, but, you know, if you want to hang out or something later, I get off at 5.
My heart fluttered once more. What is it about reversing the genders here that seems to just reverse the relationship dynamic, where now, like, Pizza Pants is smooth as fuck and Azrael's all flustered? I bet they get off at 5, says Pitch. Oh, here's the Night in the Woods music to support the May voice. My heart flutters once more. Sure, that sounds wonderful. How about we meet at, I cycled through all the locations in town. There are less than a dozen, so it didn't take long. The lake.
It's a date.
She blushed and scratched her head.
You know what I meant. No homo.
She lit a 7th cigarette. An ordinary monster would have had long since run out of mouth real estate to hold cigarettes in. But thankfully, due to Pamela's eldritch and unknowable anatomy, she could contort her wretched orifice into whatever shape suited her needs. That is fucking kinky as hell. Okay. I chuckled nervously. Could it be that she... I pushed the thought out of my head as soon as it arrived. That was ridiculous. See you then, Pamela. I walked up to the nearby dumpster and threw my barely eaten pizza slice in. From the 3-point line, Pamela chucked her own slice and landed perfectly in the dumpster. Nothing but net. She rounded the corner to go back to Icy's. "7 cigs to become a god." I like the implication that this is Burger Pants' lunch hour every day. He gets the same slice of pizza that's inedible. He goes out back, he doesn't eat it, then he throws it in the dumpster at the end and walks back inside without eating anything. He just eats the cigarettes, right? There's so much ash that gets stuck in his lungs that he actually just subsists off of that. The rest of the day was a blur. I think I may have gone back home to eat a proper lunch and hang out with Chris for a little while. I remember they were acting strange. In hindsight, I suppose they must have been anxious about me leaving for college soon. Surely that won't spiral into a greater mental complex, haha. Sometime around 4:45 p.m., I told Mom I was leaving to hang out with a friend. "At this hour?" she asked. "Azriel, it is getting quite late." "I know, Mom," I answered, somewhat exasperated. "I'll be safe, I promise. I'm just going to the lake with pizza panties." "Pizza panties?" A worried expression crossed her face. "I hope you're not going to kiss her. I am homophobic."
I remember your genocides.
All right. Wait, no, that's still not in. There's nothing for homophobic Toriel, even though it's been in every fucking fic so far. This shit is externalized as fuck. I blushed. "No, Mom, that's gross. Yucky. Cuties. Yucky." I lied. As a matter of fact, I found the idea of kissing her quite appealing. We're just going to hang out." Mom sighed. "Very well. Just be home before dinner, will you not?" I nodded. "I will. Thank you, Mom." I hurried out the door before she changed her mind and made for the lake. She's just keeping it real. Open communication is important. The concept of a like homophobic mom, but she's like really open about it and just like discusses it like it's just a term. I don't know where I'm going with this bit. That's just funny somehow. "Remember, dear, I am a homophobe and this will be an issue." "Just be homo before dinner. I mean home." Inspiring news. Homophobic mother torments her... no, let me... This is going to be hard to say. Homophobic mother torments lesbian daughter with preferred pronouns. Something along those lines. When I got there, Pamela was already there, sitting by the lake and horribly failing to skip rocks. She was still in her uniform. She looked up as I approached.
"Hey, Azzy. Glad you showed up."
"Why would I not?" I sat down next to her.
"I don't know. I guess I figured you'd probably have better things to do than hang out with me."
She haphazardly threw a rock. It landed in the lake with a plunk. Here, you have to throw it like this," I said, grabbing a smooth disc-shaped rock. "Hold it with your thumb and middle finger, and wrap your index finger around the edge of the rock. Keep your body at a 15-degree angle to the body of water. Then bring your arm behind you, flick it forward, and release when the rock is in front of you. I gave her a demonstration. The rock landed with a disappointing plunk, having skipped a grand total of 0 times. Fuck. Nice. Yeah, there was rock skipping on another fic. I love how there've been so fucking many Azzypants fics that I've read on stream that they're now starting to like repeat tropes and scenes. 15-degree angle is like a very WikiHow explanation. It's all on the wrist. All you have to do is spin the rock. If the rock is spinning, it will skip. Pamela laughed.
Bet you looked that up on WikiHow.
Oh, again, I'm predicted. I blushed. Maybe? Pamela laughed some more.
There's no teacher like experience, Azzy. I may suck ass at skipping rocks now, but if I keep at it, I'll be skipping like a pro in no time.
She flicked a rock at the water. It almost skipped. Not quite, though. I'm reading the future, yeah. We continued chucking rocks at the water for a while longer, idly chatting about nothing in particular. After a while, I blurted out a stupid question. Are you single and gay? I mean single. I regretted asking immediately. I expected Pamela to laugh at me, or to call me names, or throw a rock at my head, or just drown me in the lake like an animal and leave my corpse be eaten by the onion son. But instead, she just smiled.
Yep, always have been. Why you asking?
She asked with a smirk. I blushed. I just wanted relationship advice. She looked intrigued. You're asking someone who's always been single for relationship advice. I wonder what the advice you want is. The onion son. I was ad-libbing, okay? Sometimes an article gets in there and you don't mean it to. Okay. She looked intrigued.
Go on.
I dug myself into a hole, but it was too late to crawl out now. All I could do was keep digging. I want to have fuck with you. I mean, no, Azriel reloads the save and passes the skill check. There's this person that I think I like, and, Pamela interrupted me.
Oh, who is it? Come on, Az, give me some sweet gossip. I promise I won't tell anyone.
She winked. Oh, that last paragraph made my throat hurt. Damn it. More tea, more tea. Once Pamela puts in the 8th sig, the 7th seal opens. She becomes a Super Saiyan. You know, gossip like girls would do, huh? Heterosexual girls. I blushed furiously. God damn it, why had I done this? Look, it does not matter who it is. I just want to know, how should I tell them how I feel? Pamela sighed.
Fine, but you're asking the wrong person, eh? I may have dashing good looks, but I fear I'm rizless.
Rizless. I cocked my head in confusion.
I got no riz. Zero. Zilch. Believe me, I've tried. Guys, gals, non-binary pals. None of them want a slice of my pizza, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god. Fuck, we have, like, insane, like, permanently single and yet, like, pansexual and, what a fascinating interpretation of a pizza pants. Okay. What the fuck is Riz like Asgore? What do you mean? What did Chillin say? Chat's blowing up. Who said what? Panty-chan? I'm not sure I want to get into Panty-chan. Sorry, I shouldn't have gotten so derailed there. I still had no fucking idea what Riz meant. I was too afraid to ask her to elaborate. I guess that is pretty Maycore. I think that female Burger Pants is just May Borovsky. This is what we'd established. Like, kind of pansexual disaster girl with who talks the same and shit, and like, you know, there's commonalities here. I still had no idea what Riz meant. Or no fucking idea, rather, what Riz meant. I was too afraid to ask her to elaborate. Wait a second, gals? Is C... How do you pronounce a rainbow? Bisexual? Well, there's... I'm sure there was someone who, I cringed as the pizza metaphor she had used. I cringed at the pizza metaphor she had used and thought better of repeating it. She chuckled.
Well, if you can find this person, let me know.
Maybe they're hidden in plain sight. They're coming at each other at the obliquest of angles here. They're gonna collide eventually, but only by accident. He looked at me, confused. Maybe they're right in front of you. Okay, a little bit less oblique.
Azriel, are you trying to say that you're into me?
I blushed and looked away, but didn't deny it.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I looked back at her, surprised. What, didn't they imply this was the first time they've talked in like 100 years or something? Or are they actually friends in this fic? I don't know. Pamela chuckled.
I mean, earlier you were blushing and stammering constantly. I figured something was up. You're not exactly subtle, no offense. Honestly, I invited you here because I wanted to ask you out myself, huh?
Well, that was fucking easy. It took me a few seconds to process the words. You wanted to ask me out on a date?
Yeah, so,
She scratched her head.
You want to go on a date sometime?
Aren't they already on a date? I guess a second date, dude. It's way easier as yours, apparently. I wish it was this easy. It could be in theory. It's hard to picture it happening, but... I felt my heart was going to collapse in on itself and form a black hole in my chest, like the one in Homestuck reference. I would love that. And that's about how it went. We never went on that date. Aww. I don't even know if she meant it when she asked. I've been too afraid to follow up on it. Thinking about it, I feel so stupid. And now I'm going back home, she'll be there, probably still working at Icy's. How do I even talk to her about this? I sigh and close my diary. It felt good to get all that out, but it doesn't solve my problems. But it's a problem for tomorrow. Might as well get some sleep. I have a bus to catch in the morning. That's a crazy framing device there. The ship was wrecked. I mean, if we thought about it a little bit harder, we were deceived by the narrative because it said at the start of the fic that this was like the day before Azriel left to go to college. So this would have been some awkward time to start a relationship. Like one day and then it's long distance. Oops. Well, that was kind of... Oh, it's called Promises Unkept. I didn't internalize that at all.